stones released a great evil upon the land. This demon, Score, broke free of Garm's control, crushing him and imprisoning his soul in the underworld.
Damn, that's harsh. It's Gauntlet Dark Legacy. That's a cool title. Fitting for a cool game, here's one of the sequels to Midway's arcade classic, Gauntlet, on the Nintendo Gamecube.
Gauntlet Dark Legacy.
And before I even get into this, you should know it's also available for the PlayStation 2 and original Xbox. This GameCube version is being played on the Nintendo Wii. And while Gauntlet Dark Legacy by today's standards is not much of a looker, it is a fun game for fans of grinding. Because that's what you do in this game, and that's what you did in the original Gauntlet. You grind away at enemies over and over and over again, strengthening your character in this game, gaining experience points, building strength, armor, and magic. It's the kind of game where the more you play, the better you do. Period. But it's Gauntlet. It's fun, because Gauntlet was awesome. It still is.
The level.
In Gauntlet Dark Legacy's defense, it's not the kind of game that speaks well of itself on video. Because it is a lot more fun when you play it than if you're just sitting back watching it. Because it's a huge game. There's lots of levels and they're big. There's a lot of different places to explore in each of these levels. But none of them are terribly visually exciting. So as you're hacking and slashing monsters like you did in the original Gauntlet arcade game, in this one you've got to keep an eye out for some murky switches or hidden walls that can be destroyed in order to find items and runes and other things to help you on your adventure.
Green Knight is now a level 10 guard,
giving the game a nice bit of replay value, because you'll find that you'll reach a level that you can't get through until you go back through some other levels and strengthen your character. But each time you go through another level, you'll find new things.
You are now entering the Valley of Fire.
Hey, the Valley of Fire. The controls using the GameCube controller on the Wii are excellent. I imagine they're comparable using the PlayStation 2 or Xbox controllers. And it's really a huge game. We're only watching a very, very tiny part of it here. But I don't want to give anything away. However, I will say one thing about Gauntlet Dark Legacy. Like the original Gauntlet, it's better with more than one person. This can be played with up to 4 players simultaneously, and at least 2 is required to really get the most out of this game. Especially when you get to some of the harder end bosses, which as a single player at least are just downright frustrating and evil.
Green Knight has gained a level.
Super! I'm playing as the Green Knight, but there's a variety of other characters that you can play as, many of which need to be unlocked. And that's another reason to really play this game multiplayer. That way you can have 1 or 2 stronger characters and somebody who's good at magic. Otherwise, you'll just spend all of your time hacking and slashing and building your defense, which is what I'm doing here. And I love the sound effects he makes when he eats. He's like a Muppet. This is about the 3rd or 4th time I've slaughtered my way through this level in an attempt to build my character for the end boss battle that I'll show you in a moment. And while this game doesn't jump off the screen and really grab your attention visually, it is addictive once you start playing it. And you may very well find that you'll go as far as you can with one character and then need to go back through and strengthen some other characters, like the dwarf or the archer, and play things using different tactics. If you're a fan of grinding, if you like games like Diablo, or the old school Gauntlet, you should check this one out. It's super duper cheap and affordable to pick up today for GameCube, PS2, or Xbox. This game was donated by Daniel in Alabama. Merry Carnage to you too, Daniel. Thank you for the donation. And thanks for challenging me with this dude. He's not easy. I had to go back and grind away before I could take him down. The controls are a bit static compared to some other games like the God of War series, where you can roll around and pull off all kinds of crazy button combos. This is a bit more old school. You can block, you can kind of dash out of the way, and then pull out some special weapons and stuff that you collect in the menu screen. But ideally, you really want to play Gauntlet Dark Legacy, or the original Gauntlet for the arcades, with some friends. That's when the game is at its best. If you like to grind and slaughter, it's Gauntlet Dark Legacy. So thanks again to Daniel, and thanks again to whoever left all of that tasty meat in those barrels. That's good.